Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this little guy right here. This is the TRM Knives Neutron, Three Rivers Manufacturing Neutron number 2, the second version of it. First off, in the name of full disclosure, I purchased this guy directly from the maker. I did pay for it, of course, because small business, might as well support them, right? But at the same time, these are hard to get, and so that's definitely a bit of favor. Nonetheless, I told them, as always, I'm going to talk about the good, the great, the bad, the ugly. Might be a gem, might be junk. They still send it along, but we have to assume that this is the very best quality controlled one of these guys ever, and I'm doing my best not to let that availability affect the nature and quality of my review. Next thing, let's do some size comparison. Here it is against the Spyderco Delica. We see here that the absolute blade length is about the same, and by the way, the closed size of this guy, this fits entirely within the footprint of the Delica, so to speak. So the Delica is already a reasonably compact knife in the pocket. This guy is more compact still. So there's your Delica. Here it is against the Ontario Rat number 2 here, as well as against the Spyderco PM2. And what we see here is that this is a reasonably compact little knife. Although in terms of sharpened blade length, we're not that far off the PM2 there. So that's a beautiful thing. And then here we are against the TRM Atom, which is the big version of the Neutron, both from a, maybe not version, but it's certainly a bigger Neutron, so to speak. And then here it is, I'm thinking from a particle physics perspective here, but anyways, and then here it is against the Neutron number 1. This is the Neutron 1, this is the Neutron 2. You can tell by differences in the carbon fiber as well as the clip is going to be the main giveaway during this review. But nonetheless, what we see here is that it is almost identical in size to the original one. So that's a beautiful thing. The one thing that is worth highlighting, though, and actually here is a thickness comparison. This is just a little tiny bit thinner than the Atom, and just a little tiny bit thicker than the original Neutron. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. Next thing, this guy, the Neutron that is, Neutron number 1, was the knife of the year for 2018. So that should give you a sense of where we're starting from. This is a new and improved version of knife of the year from 2018. So yeah, we're looking at something pretty good here. And then finally, although this is an updated version, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rehash the points just so that this review can kind of stand on its own, so to speak. So let's go on ahead and talk about what's good, great, bad, and ugly of this very interesting knife. So on the good side to start with, this is made in the States. I know that, quality is quality is about effort, not geography. But for many people, having something made, well, at least for me and my home team, so to speak, is always a beautiful thing. And so if that matters to you, this is definitely American made, and that's a beautiful thing. Next up, this is a very nice size. In terms of overall blade length, we are coming in pretty uncontroversially under 3 inches. It would be very hard for anyone to claim otherwise. And that's a beautiful thing. And just in terms of thickness, etc., this is really, really nice in the pocket, although still providing a nice, in this case, I've got more than a 4-finger grip on this guy. Well, technically, it's only a 4-finger grip, but it could be 5 if I had an extra 5th finger there. Anyways, I digress. You've got plenty of gription there. Next thing, this has one of the main features of the Atom and the Neutron, which is the easy swappable scales. I don't know what the technical term that they're using for, but one of the nice things about these guys is that on most knives, in order to change the scales, if you can get third-party scales at all, you actually have to disassemble the entire knife. In this knife, you just need to swap out, unscrew those 2 screws. This exposes the actual screws that are holding the knife together. These guys in the back here, which, by the way, are Torx now. And then the pivot as well. But there is nothing, the knife is still fully functional, actually. There's no reason you couldn't carry this knife without any scales on it at all if you want it even thinner for some reason. But what this allows you to do is to swap on another pair of scales. This is a set of natural micarta scales from TRM. And if I wanted to swap these on there, I'd just put those screws right back in place, tighten them down, and there we go. And so this allows for really, really easy scale swaps, and it also allows for this to be something that is very first-party supported. What I mean by that is that TRM, in addition to selling all of the Atoms and the Neutrons and such, has made a bunch of different scale variants for the Atoms, as well as for the Neutrons, and they plan to continue here. Those scales can run anywhere. I'm seeing like $20 to $40, depending on the other ones, but it doesn't require disassembly, and yeah. Right now, for the Neutron 2, there's nothing available, but that that kind of makes sense. They're running at capacity. But they say on their website, keep an eye out for 3D milled scales, which I think this would be an example of here, as well as they say carbon fiber, which we've got already, G-Carta, micarta, a G11 and G10. I didn't even know G11 was a thing. Tech wood, which I think is what this is considered, copper and more. So they're planning to do a full run of scales, but it makes sense that right now they're focusing on getting knives out the door. And I'd love to see a full tie variant too, just saying, guys. Anyways, there we go. Next thing, the ergos on this are very nice. It is a reasonably tall knife, which is actually a nice thing. It makes something that is relatively small in the hand, well, in the pocket that is, feel a little bit bigger in the hand. And so it works well. It's rounded, and as well as the fact that we've now got the nested liners, make the entire knife a little bit more rounded at the top. It allows more contouring relative to the flatness in the top there. Part of this is because the knife is a little bit thicker in the hand. That is something there. But nonetheless, it works really well in the hand. The ergonomics are very, very good, and it's well chamfered with the clip being nice and wide up here, so it doesn't make a hot spot. This is just great in the hand. Next thing, this has a very attractive set of scales here. This textured carbon fiber is great, and it is textured, by the way. If I kind of show this off for you here, yeah, that's some serious texturation there. And in fact, even sounds textured. Yeah, it's pretty textured. This means it's going to be very grippy. This is, I don't know if it's quite good in the Vaseline factory. I haven't visited yet. But at the same time, this isn't going anywhere in your hand, certainly in dry conditions, and probably not in wet ones either. And so this set of scales is very attractive. Next thing, this has a very nice action. It is running on phosphor bronze washes and is super duper smooth. I can deploy this guy with no problem, with no wrist or anything like that. And it's super flicky with a nice smooth action. And if it's anything like the Atoms and the previous Neutrons, it'll just smooth out further with more carry. That is absolutely a beautiful thing. This is an Atom, by the way. Yes, I do have two Atoms. I kind of like these knives. Anyways, I digress. So it is a little bit of a flex there, let's be real. But it's very nice, and it uses very nice little thumb studs here. No arguments there. And by the way, ambidextrous thumb studs. Although it is worth noting that one of the studs has much more access than the other side. Next thing, price on these guys is pretty good. We're looking at $182 base price with G10, $190 for micarta scales like this, and then $220 with the carbon fiber scales. That's not cheap, and in fact, there has been a bit of a price raise since the original Neutrons, but at the same time, you know what? It still feels like pretty good value, especially given that we're getting 20 CV. It's made in the States, and the quality is way up there. These are very well done. So it's not cheap, but it feels like a pretty good value, and frankly, I'd rather pay $182 or even $220 for this than a whole bunch of other things out there in the knife world at the moment. So that's good. And then finally, a couple of, I'm sorry, not quite finally. Next thing, it is very thin and light. The knife itself is very thin in the pocket overall. Let me grab my caliper here real quick. And this guy is measuring in at, 9 millimeters, but in a less sane unit, 0.35 inches overall, which is a very nice thing. I appreciate very much that kind of thinness, and it just makes this super easy to carry, especially with this deep pocket clip, especially with the clip being canted a little bit. Bring it off to the side, no flip-a-tap. This is super easy to carry, a joy to have in the pocket. And then finally, on the good side, this has a few upgrades relative to V1. If we put these two on the table next to each other, the biggest difference, and it's a subtle thing, but it's a big one, is that the liners are now nested. Previously, the liners on the Neutron were flush at the top there, and so if you look at it, you see the liner all the way around. This, with the nesting, makes this knife feel just a little bit higher end. It makes it feel a little bit less like some of the other stuff out there. And so I really do appreciate that. It also will allow them, I'm told, a little bit more in the way of design space to use different materials for these kinds of things. I am just a really big fan of the nested liner approach. I think it looks good, and it feels good in the hand, and it adds a little bit more class to it. They also have a deep carry clip that you can carry, although it's worth noting that you can still use the original Neutron clip, and they'll still sell you the original Neutron clip. So if you prefer not to have the deep carry, you can do that. And by the way, it's not that the original one was quite so shallow. They're saving you maybe 3 millimeters here, but still, it's definitely a thing. And then finally, they did ditch the random internal Phillips head screws, although that happened at some point during the middle of the run there. there. So I appreciate very much, because originally those 3 screws in the back were Phillips, not Torx, for some reason. So anyways, that to me is the good, is that they've made some upgrades relative to the original Neutron. It's thin, it's light, it's got a nice price, a great action. Textured carbon fiber looks great. It's got good ergonomics, or great ergonomics, frankly. Easy swappable scales. It's a great size, and it's made in the States. But to me, unquestionably, the thing that is great here is the blade. It is a pocket knife. It should cut, and boy, does this thing cut. It slices like crazy, with very, very thin blade stock here. I mean, if we put this blade stock up next to, like, the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, we see this is thin. If we put it up next to even the Rat number 2, we see here, yeah, this is some pretty thin stuff here. This is a very, very slicey knife. And the blade steel here is CPM 20CV, which is among the very best blade steels ever. And in fact, some online tests by other reviewers have revealed that, indeed, their stuff performs as advertised, right? They're doing the 20CV well, at least on the samples that were measured there. So I'm very, very impressed by this. It strops up beautifully and just cuts like crazy. A day when I have this in my pocket is a day I am capable of doing the sliciest of work. It is really amazing. And in fact, the Neutron, for a long time, has been the knife I would reach for, or the Atom, but it's been the knife I would reach for if I'm doing something that requires very, very nice slicing. Like, for instance, cutting foam inserts or something like that. Like if I'm doing, he says, tearing apart his review setup, if I'm cutting Kaizen foam or something, oh man, is the Neutron a good idea for that. So anyways, this continues that tradition, and it's just even nicer in the grind than the original. We see here, if we look at the heel of the blade here, they are just a little tiny bit thinner behind the edge on the new one over here, and that's just great. Same things at the tip here, just a little bit skinnier. This is a slicey beast, and I love that. Knives should cut, especially smaller ones, should slice like crazy, and that is a beautiful thing. So to me, what's great here is that blade. On the bad side, one thing to remember, of course, is that having a slicing-focused knife is, well, I think it's a beautiful thing, but that's because a lot of my tasks are very slicey. There are definitely going to be times in the world where you're going to want to use something that's a little bit less slicey, so to speak. For instance, the Demco Knives 8020 here, which has a nice thick tip. This is something you could really easily pound through a door. This one maybe not so much. Different grinds for different kinds, of course, but it is worth noting that I consider sliciness to be a real strong advantage, and it makes the knife cut a lot better, especially for things like, apples or popping open clamshell packaging, whatever. But, yeah, nonetheless, there's that. Next thing, that's not really bad. It's just something to keep in mind. Next thing, the price has gone up a little bit. The original Neutron hit the market in 2018 at 160 some odd. This has landed around 180. That's not great, but the thing is, in the equivalent time frame, everything else has gone up in price too. It's still among the better deals in made in the USA knife making, and it's still a great value. Honestly, I would still pay more than this. Do not raise the price again, TRM. But I don't want to just gloss over a price hike, because that's really disappointing watching the entire market just hiking and hiking and hiking. And I know that it's getting more expensive to make things, etc. But dude, that's rough. Then finally, on the bad side, the carbon fiber on this guy, although I like the attractiveness of it very much, is very, very grippy. And one of the areas where it's grippy is under this clip. And the clip here is a reasonably tight little clip here. So having this very textured carbon fiber right under this very tight clip ends up meaning that well, this is a little tricky to extract from the pocket. It's not tricky, it's just a little abrasive, right? So if you carry this every day, you're going to wear a hole in your pocket, so to speak. Not at the end of any worlds, but this could definitely use a little bit of sanding down under that, and that's probably something I am going to do afterwards. So I'd like to see them put especially because this is one position carry, I would like to see, although it's worth noting that there are holes drilled for left side carry, so I imagine they're going to have lefty scales or something at some point. But nonetheless, unlike the original one, which doesn't, but which does have holes in the liner there to swap it around natively. But nonetheless, what I was trying to get at there is that I'd like to see them put a little untextured patch underneath there. So there you go. That to me is what's bad, is that the CF is a little grippy under the clip. The price has gone up a little bit, and you just want to keep in mind this is slicing focused. On the ugly front, the only ugly thing isn't really about the knife, but it is a fact about this sort of situation, and that is the availability here is very batchy. The fact is that TRM is a relatively small company, and they are not able to make enough of these to keep up with demand. Now, mind you, this video isn't going to help that demand any at all, and I know that they're trying very hard. They're scaling up as hard as they can, as fast as as they can while still trying to maintain standards. But it does make it a little bit more difficult to recommend the knife if I know that people can't just go out to their local retailer and pick one up, or even to an online retailer. And so this is just a fact, really. I don't really hold it against TRM, like, how dare you not be a gigantic company. But at the same time, this has made it harder to recommend, and it's led to a lot of whining and petulance in TRM comment threads, right? Like, it sucks that they're hard to find, I hear you. But the thing is, half the people hating in there would have their wallets open in a heartbeat. So I imagine that'll calm down as people get more opportunity to buy them. But that is the biggest downside to this knife, as well as to the Atom, is to, frankly, any of TRM's products, is they're a small company, and they're trying to keep up with demand as best they can. And but that means that, well, there's not going to be enough of them to go around for a little while yet. I hope they get there. I very much hope they get there. But nonetheless, that is the ugly part here, which is that they are a little bit tough to find. Actually, considerably. You know where to find them. They just can't make enough of them to meet demand. Anyways, so that's the ugly to me. Final conclusions. I loved the version 1 of this knife. It is a thin and light knife. It's a joy to carry. It is great in the hand. It's customizable very easily. The blade stock is really thin, making it an incredible cutting tool. And let's be real here. It's a 20 CV liner lock on real washes made in the States for $180. That ain't so bad. And then they said, okay, that's pretty good. Let's make it better. Let's make a new version. And they just improved it. Version 1 was great. It remains great. And if you have a Neutron version 1, don't feel like, oh my God, version 2 is out, mine is trash. No, this remains a knife of the year. This one's just a slight improvement, right? I made it a little bit better. I've said for a while now that the Atom had a couple of nice improvements with the nested liners, with a slightly thinner blade grind, etc., and the deep carry clip, and indeed, they did it. They just said that. This is the Neutron after they learned from what they did in the Atom, right? And aside from the price bump and the availability, there is really nothing wrong with this guy. And frankly, like I said, even the price I can live with, right? So what we have here is a knife that was Knife of the Year that has just been improved. And as a result, yeah, it's good. It's real good. It's a shining freaking gem that they just polished up a little bit more. And so I'm going to be keeping the Neutron 1 around, mostly because it is a Hall of Famer and because it remains a really, really excellent knife. But I think version 2 is going to be in my pocket more when I'm feeling like carrying something sleek and slicey. Given that this guy exists and is in my collection, I don't really see version 1 getting a whole bunch of pocket time for me anymore. And frankly, also with these improvements, it's probably going to steal a bit of pocket time from my Atoms as well. Because I love the Atom very much, and I love some of the improvements, but in many ways, with the Neutron 2, yeah, so the Neutron 2 is absolutely amazing. It is a really, really nice piece, and it'll be in my pocket, in my collection for a long time. As for Knife of the Year, right, it doesn't feel right. A lot of people are, oh my God, is this going to be Knife of the Year? You know, honestly, it doesn't feel right entering what is effectively a small tweaks improvement of a past winner in the contest, right? That feels a little weird. Like, oh, hey, cool, the Spyderco PM2 won again for the 4th year in a row. No, I mean, that seems a little weird. This would be a very strong contender. If this were a brand new knife, it could very easily have taken the Grail, and it remains one of my very favorite knives. And you know what? If this was available more regularly, this would be the first knife I recommend to most people, alongside its bigger brother. But I don't think it's going to be in the contest for now. That said, it is a shining freaking gem. It is one of my very favorite knives, and it is absolutely an easy recommend. So if you've got the chance to pick one up, just do it. Like, flat out. It is one of the best made in the USA knives available, and I'm sure that this Neutron would really give you a charge. So there you go. Hope this has been interesting to you, and have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.